Fox. Mickey's big hand is on the 6, and his little paw is on the 5. And it's time. #1 locally produced game show. And now here is the man who's still with us after all these weeks, the man with the questions and none of the answers, Pat Shingleton.
All right, Gary, thank you. How are you tonight? Thank you very much, and welcome to WePlay. Have you ever had one of those nights? I bought my nephew this BB gun, and he gave me a sweatshirt with a bullseye on it. That's when you know you're having a... Must be the Jupiter effect. This Martian back there gave me this. Look at this. It's a ray gun. And he said, listen, if the audience doesn't respond, just go. Where'd the audience go, Bob? They disappear.
It wasn't the ray gun, Pat.
Yeah.
It was the joke, I think. Yeah.
It was the joke, I see. Well, anyway, folks, welcome to WePlay Baton Rouge. We get together each and every Saturday here at 5:30 on TV2 to actually play the city. And the object of the game is to reach the studios of TV2 first, and here's how you can do it. As the categories continue to move around, our contestants will pick one. For example, they may look at inventions or buildings or the mixed bag. Now, when they pick that category, I'll throw them a question. If they answer it correctly, they're going to move across a series of streets, like Jefferson Highway, College, Acadian, Park, East, then over Highland to the studios of TV2 as a winner. On this side, folks, we have Perkins. You know where Lee is. Stanford, Dalrymple, Texas to Highland and to the studios of TV2. Now, we always start the game with a coin toss, but before we do that, we have the introduction of our contestants. And who's here to do it? None other than Gary King. Who do we have tonight?
Well, Pat, the for sale sign is up on the WePlay set because it's Realtors night.
Oh, all right.
Our first contestant is a Realtor associate. She enjoys parties, playing the saxophone, parties, writing poetry, parties, and having lots of fun. Here's the pride of Pride, Louisiana. A big WePlay hello to Martha Boutwell.
Hi, Martha. Nice to see you. How are you? Go ahead and take a seat up there. How you been doing? Did he say parties? Going to parties? The pride of Pride, Louisiana. How is everything at Pride?
Great.
Do you have a lot of pride in Pride?
Fantastic.
That's a proud city. Listen, we're not going to put the for sale sign up on the WePlay Baton Rouge cars, are we?
No.
Not until the end of the game. You even have your Century 21 button. That's who you work for?
Right.
The Central out there. Okay, Martha, listen. You have another Realtor associate. That's right. Isn't it right, Gary King? Who do we have competing against Martha?
Martha will test her talents against another Realtor associate from Premier Properties from Willow Springs Avenue here in Baton Rouge. She enjoys cooking and traveling, but not necessarily in that order. Let's put those hands together for Pat Smith.
Okay, Pat. Hi, Pat. Nice to see you. How you been doing? You know, I used to do a lot of cooking, and for the people that I cooked for, after I did the cooking, they did a lot of traveling, believe me. How you been doing?
Just great.
Good,
Fantastic.
good. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
And you work for which Realtors then?
Premier Properties.
Yes, and how are they doing?
They're doing just great.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we're going to maybe after a little while try and sell the WePlay Baton Rouge set to the highest bidder, and I think the first bid we got, if I'm not mistaken, is $585,000. So we'll start from there and see who in the studio audience may want to buy it, right? Okay, we'll see what happens. Hey, as I mentioned, we start the game with the flip of the coin and then the flip of the categories, but first we kind of got to flip over and do some commercials. So we'll be back with the coin toss after these words. Thank you very much. We always begin the game, folks, with the flip of the coin. And girls, as you can see, there's heads and tails on this coin that I just made last night. No, just kidding. All right, I'll go ahead and flip the coin. Pat, why don't you go ahead and call heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay, as you can see, heads it is. You have the option of taking the first question or picking where you'd like to begin. What would you like to do?
I'll take the first question.
Okay, you're taking the first question. You'd like to start right here. This is comfortable for you?
That's fine.
Okay, then that means the coin toss is ended. We're going to go ahead and toss the categories around because it's time now for round one of We Play Baton Rouge. Okay, let's go ahead, flip them around, mix them up, get the categories going. Pat, it's your turn. When it stops, you'll have the option of picking which you would like to start with. Is it universities, history, or music?
University.
Okay, let's see what we have under universities to start the game. How many, Pat, how many authentic Indian burial mounds are located on the middle of LSU's campus?
1.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It's back over to Martha. You can take this particular question,
Don't want it.
or we'll go back to the game board. Actual, how many of those authentic Indian burial mounds? There are 2 at LSU. 2 Indian. You only missed it by 1. See, she's saying there in the audience, I told you. No way. Back to the game board. Let's scramble the categories for Martha and see what it picks up this time. Here we find products and comics and words. What looks good there, Martha?
Comics.
Okay, let's see what we have this time on the old comic category. In this Disney movie, the evil witch asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?" Can you name the movie?
Cinderella.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Back over to Martha. You can answer the question or take this question. I'm sorry, go back to the game board.
I'll go back to the game.
Okay, the answer is mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all? None other than Pat Shingleton. Was there any doubt? No, that was the witch. The name of the movie was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And the voice of the mirror was Maroney Olson. Okay, let's go back to the game board. It is now Pat's turn, I believe, right? We're scrambling the categories. Let's see what we come up with this time. Sports is up there this time, Pat. So is television, and so is history.
I'll take TV.
All right, let's see what we have this time under television. In this TV series, the town of Mayberry is fictitious. However, Mount Pilot is a real city. Name the TV series that takes place around these 2 cities.
The Andy Griffith Show.
That's exactly right. It's the Andy Griffith Show. You have Jefferson Highway. 2 possible answers for that particular question. It could have been either Mayberry, RFD, or the Andy Griffith Show, but it is a correct answer. You have Jefferson. You're looking for Perkins now, Martha. Let's run those categories around again, folks, and see what happens as we continue to mix and scramble the possible categories that you can pick from as being universities, history, and music again.
I'll take music.
Okay, under music, let's see what we have here for your first street. Okay, You're a Grand Old Rag is the original title of this classical song written by George M. Cohan. Now, he changed the song to another title because of numerous protests. And what was it that he changed it to?
Don't know.
No? You can take this question.
I'll go back to the game board.
Okay, it was originally titled, You're a Grand Old Rag. Sing it. Huh? Sing it. The actual, he changed it to, You're a Grand Old Flag, You're a High Fly. Okay, it was a grand old flag, not a grand old... Hey, Bob, don't be pointing that ray gun at me, all right? Okay, you're back to the game board. Let's run them around again. You're on Jefferson. You're heading for college. Let's see what happens as We Play Baton Rouge continues. Here we find Louisiana, people and sports. What looks good this time, Pat?
I'll try people.
Okay, let's see what we have under people. Under people, here is the question. His name is synonymous with War of the Worlds and Citizen Kane. You'll find him also doing commercials for Parmesan wines. Can you name this actor? Okay, and time's up. Back to you, Pat. You can take the question or go back to the game board.
I'll go back to the game board.
Okay, the answer is Orson Welles. Orson Welles. We will not drink all of our wine until it's time. Okay, it's back to the game board for Martha. Let's run the categories. Martha, you're looking for your first street at Perkins. Let's see what happens as we continue. Universities, history, and music. What looks good there?
None of it.
Okay, in that case, get out of the studio.
History.
Okay, let's see what we have this time under history for you. Here's the question. On June 7th, 1913, Hudson Struck made history as the first American to scale Mount McKinley. What state is Mount McKinley located?
Alaska.
That's right, and you have Perkins. Okay, with Jefferson College, right now, Pat's on Jefferson looking for college, and Martha's just got her first street at Perkins heading for Lee Drive. Still more competition and a lot of play left as we come back, but first these messages, especially for you.
If you'd like to be a contestant on WePlay Baton Rouge, send your name, address, phone number, and occupation to WePlay Baton Rouge, care of Pat Shingleton, 619 Jefferson Highway, Baton Rouge, 7806. Now back to the game board and more of WePlay with Pat Shingleton.
Thank you very much, Gary King. Hey, we're locked in. Pat's on Acadia, and she's heading for Park. Stanford's where Martha is. She's heading for Dalrymple. Whose turn is it? Let's scramble the categories. And it is Martha's turn as we continue the game. Is that correct, Bob Jolly? Yes, indeed. We have products, Martha, comics, and words.
Products.
All right, let's see what comes up this time under products. Clint Courtney was a Major League player who in 1951 became the first to wear this product while playing baseball. Was the product eyeglasses, a hearing aid, braces, or contacts?
Eyeglasses.
That's exactly right. You have Dalrymple. Okay, from Acadian, you're moving to Park. Let's run the categories around one more time for you, Pat, as we continue to mix them up. Go ahead and scramble the categories. We have Louisiana, people, and sports. What looks good there now, Pat?
None of them, but I'll try.
She picked the none of them category. Here's your question.
I'll try Louisiana.
All right, let's see what we have under Louisiana. Here's the question. Quote, my first days in the White House was the book that the senator of Louisiana was writing at the time of his death. Can you name this Louisianan? Okay, you can take the question or go back to the game board, Martha.
I'll go back.
My First Days in the White House was written by Huey Pierce Long. He was writing that book at the time of his assassination in 1935. It's back to the game board. You're on Dalrymple heading for Texas, Martha. Let's run the categories around again and see what happens as they're continuing to move and mix and match. We find inventions, buildings, and the mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Okay, it's mixed bag again, and let's see what we have. There's a special rock in the governor's mansion. Where is it from for Texas Street? A special rock in the governor's mansion. Where is it from?
Hawaii.
I'm sorry, incorrect. You can take the question here.
No, I'll go back to the game
That was a pretty
board.
close answer. It's from the moon. It was a gift from NASA. Okay, it's back over to you, Martha. We're scrambling the, I'm sorry, Pat. You were scrambling the categories. You're heading for Park. Let's see what happens. We have Louisiana, people, and sports. What do you think?
I'll try Louisiana
Okay,
again.
let's go with Louisiana again, and let's see what happens here. A city in Louisiana is named after St. Francis of Assisi. What is the name of this city high on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi River?
Baton Rouge?
I'm sorry, incorrect. Back to you. Take the question or go to the game board.
I'll take it.
A city in Louisiana is named after St. Francis of Assisi. What is the name of this city high on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi River?
St. Francisville.
That's right. You have Texas Street. Okay. As we continue to scramble again, with just one street remaining on your side, 3 streets on Pat's side, we find sports, television, and history.
History.
All right, let's see what we have under history. Here's the question. The word parish, used only in Louisiana government, comes from the word meaning divisions of a particular religious order or church. Can the name, the church, or the religion? Answer it. Win the game, or it goes back to Pat.
Repeat the question.
The word parish, used only in Louisiana government, comes from the word meaning divisions of a particular religious order or church. Name this church or religion.
Catholic.
That's exactly right. The light. I don't think I can do it this time. Okay, we did it anyway. Well, what a hot game that one was. It moved in so fast. You were stuck on, I think, the first street there for a series of questions. The Roman Catholic Church question was in there. The one with T. Harry Williams was a tricky one, but you both played a great game. We have a really, really good gift for you as a consolation prize, Pat. Here it is, and here's Gary King to tell you about it.
The next time you're out on the town, you're out on us. For your consolation prize, we're giving you the crowning touch with Crown service from the Sheraton Baton Rouge Hotel. An enjoyable 2 nights are yours as you and a guest enjoy the elegant taste the Sheraton has to offer. And speaking of taste, you'll also enjoy the exquisite Sunday brunch at Jacques, all from the Sheraton Baton Rouge Hotel and American International Travel. For all of your travel arrangements, call American International. From here in Baton Rouge to wherever you want to be tomorrow.
Very good. And back to you over here, Martha. Moved across the street fast. And as our winner today, we wanted to ask you, have you ever received $1 million?
No, but I'd like it.
Well, you better play on another show because we got something else for you. Once again, here's Gary King to tell us about. Gary, what do we have for Martha?
As our winner tonight, we're taking you to the book, the Wilson's book, because what America wants most costs less at Wilson's, and from the book, you've won a shimmering ruby diamond ring. 6 glimmering rubies encircle this sparkling diamond set in a luxurious 14-karat gold ring. And wait, that's not all. Wilson surprises you again with this Andre Cheval diamond watch. This timepiece has 17 jewel movement with 12 glistening stones, all from Wilson's, with showrooms conveniently located throughout the Sunbelt and at Village Square and Cortana Mall in Baton Rouge. Retail value of these gifts, $324.95.
Hey, and Joyce, Martha, you mentioned you need to watch anyway. Okay, I'll take the ring. Hey, I'll tell you, we're almost out of time here on WePlay Baton Rouge. Join us Saturdays, 5:30 on TV2. Hey, listen, every week we get together to have a little bit of fun, right? So we'll be back next Saturday. Until then, Pat Shingleton saying no matter what game you're playing, you play it the best you can. Bye-bye for now. Hey, good game. Pat, good game. Actually, I'm the Acadian. I thought,
Production made in association with WBRZ TV2. Eyewitness News is up next, and join us next Saturday when...
A coin toss begins our game, but first, it's the introduction of the contestants. Here's Gary King once again. Gary?
The WePlay Baton Rouge van went down Highland Road and captured 2 students. It's student night, Pat. A substitute teacher in graduate school, our first contestant enjoys photography, poetry, and music, hates substitute teaching. WePlay, welcome to Carrie Loken.
All right, Carrie. How you doing tonight? Hey, stand right on up there. Carrie, you're doing graduate work too, right?
Yeah.
And what are you going to do to get your master's in?
In agriculture.
Agriculture?
Right.
Substitute teaching. If I remember correctly, when the substitute teacher used to come into our classroom, it was like telling the pigs to go wild in the old slop. Is it still that way with the kids? They go crazy when the substitute teacher comes in?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they always like to have substitute teachers because they feel they can, get away with a lot of things,
All right, kids. They're still the same today. We have a good competitor for you, Carrie. Who do we have, Gary King?
Carrie will match wits, Pat, with a pre-med student at LSU who enjoys tennis, water skiing, trivia, and stealing hubcaps.
Wait
a
second.
big hello to David Jones.
David, pre-med. Is it true that in your pre-med courses they always use that one word they tell you never to use in the operating room? Oops.
Oh, yeah.
Never use the word oops. Is that right?
That's true.
How's it going out there in the pre-med?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, then after that it's going to be the MD.
Hopefully, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
real good. As I mentioned, we start our game with the coin toss. We're going to have the coin toss, but first we have to take care of a little business. We'll be right back. How y'all doing?
One of the most popular and entertaining type of all television programming is the game show. They come in all imaginable variations. But for the most part, they're programs the majority of us only get a chance to watch. Participation often involves long-distance travel to national taping locations, such as New York or Los Angeles. And such restrictions make it nearly impossible for local viewers to do little more than shout out answers to an otherwise unlistening set. Due to this man's foresight, however, those limitations are fast becoming a thing of the past. He's Pat Shingleton, the wacky creator and host of Baton Rouge's first locally produced game show.
I was thinking of all this stuff, and I thought that, you know, these people that aren't able to get to L.A. to play this game, why couldn't they play the game right in their own community? Why couldn't, you know, you come up with a game? So then I started leaning towards that area of finding out how it could be developed, and that's how it started. We thought about playing an actual city or a bunch of cities, and it started from that, and it, you know, and that was a year and a half ago. And we really concentrated, and I knew I wanted to come back. I wanted to come back to Baton Rouge. I wanted to implement the product here and see how it would work. And ever since then, it's been all uphill.
Richard Manship, station manager of WBRZ Television, was quick to pick up on Pat's enthusiasm.
This is something that I don't believe has been done before in Baton Rouge. There are numerous game shows around the country that are syndicated. And Pat said, if the game show concept works, wouldn't it work a little better if it were localized? And we feel that localism is a very important part of television, so we started talking to Pat about it.
Yeah.
But what goes into the making of a game show like WePlay Baton Rouge? First of all, a set must be designed and constructed. No easy task.
I initially envisioned how the set would look, and I sketched it out on paper. And I'll tell you what, the amazing thing about it is, everything that I have envisioned, you know, a lot of times you get an idea, and it doesn't ultimately turn out the way that you initially envisioned that idea. This has turned out exactly to the T. Everything that you see here is what we had initially envisioned on it. So there hasn't been any deviation from that. And I think that is, you know, just incredible. And the reason it's done that is because the people here at the station that have also seen this project and have also seen the possibilities and the capabilities we have to do with it, and they've been able to really give that extra input, and it's just been phenomenal.
What looks good on paper, though, in actuality, sometimes doesn't quite work out the way it's originally planned.
We had originally thought of having them seated on stools, you know, but after we looked at it, we found it was better for them to stand up, because that way they can easily turn and look at the categories, rather than when they were sitting down and they had to slide around in a chair. What this does here is randomly spins 16 categories for the contestant to look at. And what we'll do is they spin the category around, it randomly appears to the front side.
After last-minute set changes have been worked out, it's time for a dry run. This was accomplished in a casual atmosphere, even while the set was being completed. Now it's up to this man to make sure things go according to plan. He's Nick Champion, WePlay Baton Rouge's director.
I became involved when I read in the paper that Pat Shingleton was coming back to Baton Rouge, and that he had a project, a game show, nothing more specific than that he'd like to get on the air locally. And that just had a ring to it that told me that I think that's something I'd like to be involved with. I think that's a project that could keep me busy for a while. So I kind of talked to Pat and convinced him that Channel 2 was the only place in town to produce this kind of material, and that we'd do them a good job, and that we'd all have a good time doing it. My job on a show like this is to kind of give it a look, a feel, a pace. My job is the easy one, though. The real key to this is Pat. He's the one who really keeps this going. This is something we're just kind of plowing a new field here. We're not exactly sure how much we can do, but at this point we haven't found any limits. We found that we can make it look as good as most of the shows you see on syndication. It's what we call live on tape. We like to just kind of do it as a one-shot deal, so it'll look live and feel live, even though you're not seeing it at the exact moment as we tape. He's a crazy guy. You know, he's a pro. That's the bottom line right there. He's a pro, and it's always a pleasure to work with a pro.
This whole thing has been an absolute crapshoot. I mean, if it flies and if it goes, what I want to do is continue to get the community involved. There's no reason it isn't mobile enough, and plus with the excellent facilities here at TV2 that we can't take the show on the road within the viewing area.
The future of WePlay Baton Rouge is still uncertain. If the ratings are good, it will become a daily addition to WBRZ's weekday lineup. 5 days a week's worth of that special craziness Pat Shingleton's famous for. But what was it like for this television veteran on that first day's taping, when the set was done and the lights came on and the audience went wild?
I never ever did this before, and I had the nervousness from the first time of doing this that I have never experienced before in anything. It's nothing like being first time up at bat in a Little League game, or being the first time on the air back in Kansas City, or the first time I was on the air down here in Baton Rouge, or when I went to Pittsburgh. It was just like, it was really pins and needles. And even if after 13 weeks it doesn't run again, we did it.
As the sun slowly sets into the west, it's 5:30 and time to play the capital city's game show. Welcome now the host of WePlay Baton Rouge, Pat Shingleton.
Gorgeous day out there, huh? Thank you. Welcome to WePlay Baton Rouge. Now, if you're wondering what happened, it was such a gorgeous day. I was out there smelling the tulips, and bam, bee hit me right in the nose. Believe that one? April Fools. Welcome to WePlay Baton Rouge. This is the game show made in your backyard with people that may have been in your backyard. Now, the best way to get the game going is explain the rules. Good to see you. How's everything going? Have a seat there. How's everything going? Uh-oh. Gene, you got some plans with you. You're not going to redesign the set, are you?
Well, not today. I've been thinking about it, though.
How's everything going?
Real fine.
It's going good with Cajun Contractors?
Real fine.
Okay, now you get out there and you design all the buildings and all the highways and byways, right?
Well, that's right, Pat. We're involved. I'm involved in the architectural division at Cajun. We do a lot of design, build, commercial work for the company.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you guys design the potholes, too, that are in some of those roads?
You've been to our office, right?
Good contestant going against you. Who do we have? Gary King.
As an architect, Pat, Gene does the roadways, and this contestant does the x-rays. A radiologic technologist from Earl K. Long Hospital. He enjoys photography and jumping over car fenders. From Red Oak Drive, here's Chris Johnson.
Hi, Chris. How you doing today? Good to see you. You know, there's, you never know on WePlay Baton Rouge. You know, the competition gets so hot here that you guys might get in a fight, so you can give him all the x-rays after we're over with. What do you think of that?
It's a good idea.
How's things at Earl K?
Fine.
It's going all right for you?
Yeah, stay busy.
Hey, that's what counts. Well, tell everyone out there we said hello.
Okay.
All right. We start our game with a coin toss. That begins the categories of the movement of the game and everything going on. And we're going to have the coin toss for you, but first, these messages. That's right, especially for you. And tonight, boy, it is an extra special night. One of my favorite nights. Something about secretaries, isn't that right, Gary King?
That's right, Pat. The secretaries are with us tonight on WePlay Baton Rouge. Now, here is the typist clerk and secretary with the Department of Correction. She's backed by friends and neighbors in the studio audience. A big welcome to Thomas Ann Holland.
Hi, Thomas. How you doing? Step right up there.